y'all, it's your girl Jay, and you're tuned in to Pink.
Am I dreaming of a love that don't exist? You want this, you insist. Your love.
We back.
Okay,
we
we're
back.
back.
We back.
We're back with episode 39, mate.
39.
Yeah, we're back.
Welcome
at
back
it.
to this week's episode of Pink World.
Welcome. We got a special guest today,
Jay.
Jay.
Hey y'all.
How you
Y'all,
doing?
let me just say y'all British accents is
On point, right? Like,
Thank you.
I would have thought they picked you out of Britain or something.
Right out?
Right,
Like-
out, Brad. I'm right.
Right out.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even try. I'm gonna stop right there. No bullshit.
It's because we do it so often,
Yeah,
I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Y'all got that.
But anyway, about you.
About you.
Who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name is Jay, and can I like talk to y'all? Like,
Yeah, no, you're talking to us.
Oh, yeah.
Say that, 'cause I was
Yeah,
trying
we
to
just
do
do the intro towards the camera, and then everything's on you.
All right, that
girl.
makes me feel a lot more.
Yeah. We don't know.
Imagine
we don't know
you
them.
talking to the camera the whole time.
That'd be so awkward. No bullshit. I'm gonna have to do a little style shot pose. But my name is Jay. I'm an artist. I refer to myself as a singer-songwriter oftentimes just because I started as a singer, and that's always been my passion. That's always been what I find myself, even like when I stray away and I'm trying different things, like even like when it comes to like rapping, etc. Like I always still come back to singing, like being a vocalist, and like even because you'll see me perform and you'll hear like I'm gonna rap at the end of the day, and it's like that's why people still refer to me as such sometimes, like along with singing, but. I'm a singer to the death. I'm a vocalist. I delve in rapping, but I wouldn't call myself a rapper just because you have to put respect on that craft, and I would have to do that. I would have to have like really delved into that to be like to refer to myself as such. But you call me a lyricist too. Like I'm down for that too. I really do like, apart from like in the creative realm, like I'm also like interested in drawing. I'm interested in painting. Like people don't get to see that side of me a lot, but all of that, like, and even modeling. Like I remember like there was this people in my life who have like been like, oh, I didn't even know you sang. Like I just seen you as a model. Like I just seen you in pictures and stuff. And I'd be
So
like,
interesting.
that's OD, because I've been singing my whole life.
Yeah.
You feel me? So yeah, like I just whatever it takes to express myself, like I'll do it.
I love that. And you can kind of see that too in like your makeup. So you're talking about like painting and all that, but you always have cute like makeup
Thank you
looks,
so
like your
much.
fits. Like I love it.
Thank you so much.
You can tell. Yeah.
Tell you're a
you.
creative being.
Exactly.
Thank you. I always try to express myself, like, because that's my release. That's how
Yeah.
I get whatever is inside out. You feel me? So
No, yeah, 100%.
thank you so much.
Of course.
But
So when it comes to like your music, what genre would you say you are, and also do you feel like you freestyle or write more?
yeah, when it comes to genre, I don't box myself in. I feel like when I first started out with music, I was heavily R&B, heavily soul, and that's what I would have categorized myself in. And I still do R&B and soul, like the little that we might talk about later is an R&B soul project. You feel me? Like, but I am extremely versatile. I really have delved into a plethora of genres, like as I've like grown as an artist. Like for example, like Too Cool for Love, like that's more in like the punk rock vibe, more like alt. You feel me? And like even other songs like I Go Crazy, like that's more hip hop rap, and like even like thing is, it's interesting reflecting on like my versatility based on the songs that I just have out. But like when I look at it with my unreleased, it's like that shit's a list, no bullshit. Like we're going, like I'm probably hitting like R&B, soul, punk rock. Like my earlier songs, lo-fi. What's it called? It's giving alternative. It's giving I do have some Afrobeatish type tracks too. Yeah, like some dancey type tracks, and like even yeah, it's just I'm just working on that output portion so like the world can get to know me, myself, and my versatility more.
100%.
Yeah.
That's dope. I also wanted to ask you about your single that you had dropped, Too Cool for Love. What was that process behind that song like? Because I feel like it is definitely like a little bit of a different vibe than like other stuff we've heard for you. It was dope.
Thank you so
The
much.
whole like everything about it was dope. So I just wanted to get more insight into that.
Yeah, Too Cool for Love. I absolutely love that track. Not even just because the track itself, but the process and like how it came about. So the track is produced by Dar. Shout out Boston Dar. She is really a gem, and whenever she had sent me. Okay, so basically how it broke down. Okay, let me start from the actual jump. So Tomo's really like, I see Tomo as the plug, like when it comes to like any and everything, like he really just stays like, because he's in so many like different pods and he's just like creatively well-rounded. Like I hit him up because I was like, I'm trying to get more into the like punk rock lane, and I had asked him like, do you know any producers that would be willing to work? And he sent me Dar's information, and I was like, I hit her up right after, and I was just like, hey, like Tomo gave me your contact info, and I was just trying to like work with you. However like you're willing, let's do it. I would love to work with you. And she sent me 3 beats initially, and out of the 3 beats, the Too Cool for Love beat was there. And I remember like when I first started working on it, like when I first heard like Dara's beats like that she had sent me, and I thought this would just be maybe like the first time, but as like time goes on, I'm like, wow, like whenever I hear Dara's beats, I never know how to hop on it. I hear it and I'm just like, I can't hear anything. All I hear is just like, all I feel is just her production, and it's so intense and it's so intentional and it's so vibrant and so out of this world. It's nothing like I've heard before. So like whenever I hear it, I'm just like, I don't even know how I'm finna come on this. But with Too Cool for Love, like that was the one beat that she had laid a hook on already. And usually like when it comes to writing and stuff like that, and I'll go into a question that I just remember you asked that.
Oh, you're good.
But when it comes to like writing and stuff like that, like I feel like whenever like people send me like opens, like verses, like they already put verses on it, that is like I am able to just like the sky's the limit, and I'm able to just take what they're like working with already and just run with it, and just like delve in it based on my own perspective. And that's what I did with Too Cool for Love. I just like took like that chorus which said, I wanna be with you, but you're too cool for love, you feel me? I took that and I was like, and I was also in a time in my life where I was just like, damn, I felt this. And like, so it was like real light, like writing to it, like and I did write to it because like that I was also in a time in my life like where I was just writing to music. Like I was never a freestyler. I always used to be like, even when I first started out, like with like from that point like back to my earliest like tracks that I ever like wrote and put out, like they were all like written tracks. Like I really would just like listen to the beat, like, and I keep it like looping, and I would just like be writing to the beat. And like that, like I never got to a place of like freestyling until honestly last year with I Go Crazy, because like I Go Crazy was like, that was a puncher inner. But like even like there's other tracks that I have where it's just like I started realizing that like I'd play tracks for people that would be freestyles, and they'd love the tracks, and like I wouldn't feel like I would get the same response from songs that I had like actually poured my heart into, and I wrote and I like put in work into, and like that made me feel like I need to shift towards freestyling and punching in more, because then like I'm able to move based off of what I feel and what is natural, rather than what like. When I write, I have a preconceived idea in my head. I have a concept. I have like, this is how it should go. This is how it should be. But that's already a box. It leaves little room for anything outside of that, because I already have an idea that's like, it has to go this way. And like with freestyling, like, or punching in, like, you just go with the next. It's literally just next step. And I feel like that's also just been like a reflection of my music journey as I've grown, like moving from a place of like everything needs to be planned out. Everything needs to, like, we got to know the next 10 steps, but like before, like as we're doing this next step. But realistically, only the next step matters. Like only that next thing, the next, that next step, that next, like, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, like the little steps.
Exactly, for real. So that, like, from there, like, once that track was, like, complete, me and Dar have just been, like, working. Because I love working with femmes. Like, I need more femmes working, like, more, like, femme produced, femme featured. Like, I need all of that. Because, like, with women, I feel safe. And that is, like, safe is even an understatement. Like, I feel at home. I feel like where I'm supposed to be when I work with women. Not to say that when I work with men, like, you know what I mean? But not to knock that. But at the end of the day, like, women understand each other more than, like, we just relate to each other. We get each other more. And
I'm sure guys would say the same thing. Like, it's just a feeling.
Yeah, it's just, no bullshit.
But that community's growing. It's crazy.
For real.
Like, there's a lot of opportunities. You just gotta look, for real. Like, type shit. Like, you just met Tomo. I mean, not met Tomo. Like, hit up Tomo for Dar's, like, shit. Got connected. And
literally.
there you go. Like,
and the rest was history.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy because the first time, so when Too Cool for Love dropped, like, that month, we performed it at, I believe it was, like, it was at Deja's event. He had a photo gallery event featuring different artists. Like, I don't know if you guys know Gutta as well. Like, they were all just featured there. And Dar and I, like, that was the first time. Like, I hit her up. I was like, yo, we got to perform this track. Like, I need to do this with you. And she was so down. And that was actually the first time that I ever met her. Like, we had
shit, that's dope.
The first time we performed was the first time we met. And that night, like, we hit two places. We hit that, and then we went to French Street and performed that same track.
Damn.
And the love that we got, like, out of this world, like, and it's just crazy to, like, have built a relationship, like, just through, like, email, just through text.
For real.
And, like, never, like, actually talked. Like, I remember I sent her my first, like, when I was asking her about the show, I sent her a voice message, and she was like, BRB, I'm crying, like, your voice or whatever. I was like,
it's crazy. I never
she never heard my voice before, like, my talking voice. She heard me, like, in the track, but she never heard my talking voice. I was like, damn, that's when it actually I sat there, I was like, damn, that's OD.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
that's how it be. Fucking social media and shit, especially with the music shit. It's like, yo, sing that beat, da da da, and then you take it to the studio yourself or do it at home. Like,
for real, that's something special. That's all I could say.
Definitely different too nowadays than like how it used to be, because like everybody had to link the fuck up if they wanted to do some shit. Like,
that's
it's
a fact.
Definitely like convenience now is very, very cool.
For real.
But that link up, the energy's already good. Like,
literally
already been in contact. Like, that's like the best. That's
no
the best.
bullshit. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think that you got started, like, in the music scene? Like, how did you kind of put yourself out there and start making the connections?
Yeah. So I would have to start from the jump. This is a little bit of a long story, but I'll make it, you know. But I started making music. Well, no, not I started making music. I started singing when I was like, probably like around 7. That's when, like, I was like, yeah, like, I could really, like, I didn't know that I really had it in me, but my mom would tell me, like, y'all know that, like, I would just be in my room, literally just, like, when my parents got this CD player, like, I was hoarding it. Like, that was mine up in my room. And I would just be, like, screaming to the top of my lungs to this, like, I don't know if you guys know that album, Meet Miley Cyrus. It came out in 2007.
That was my fucking shit.
That right
crazy.
There, no bullshit. I would be bumping that every single. God. That was the only CD I had. So for all of time, like, I would just be in my room, like, East number what she say? What she call it? East number number. You know that
7 things.
No, not even that one.
No, you're talking about
just because I liked you back then doesn't mean I like you.
Oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up.
I literally, it's East Northumberland High or some shit like that.
Yes,
bro, like that, like all that music. My parents would be calling me, and it's like I ain't hear
that's
nothing.
Exactly
like
what it's called.
I wasn't hearing nothing. Like
bullshit.
that was my escape. Like when.
East Northumberland High.
Yeah, I don't even know how.
What
She
the
didn't even
fuck?
say it like
She
that in the
didn't say
track
it like
though.
that.
She did not.
She did not.
She did not.
Yo.
But that like, cause I was such a huge Hannah Montana. I was a whore for Hannah Montana. I'm not even gonna lie. Like Hannah Montana and JB
combo.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Damn,
I like, you know that
JB?
little boy that was on the show with the dark hair?
Mitchell Musso?
Mitchell Musso was crazy. You remember the guy?
Why'd you say dark hair? We're talking about Hannah Montana.
Nah, cause I'm talking about, remember that guy like that she
The
liked on
the young
episode?
one?
Yeah.
Or not young, but he was like little.
Yeah. Oh, he was little.
I think so.
I don't even know.
Who are you
But I was
talking
little too. But regardless, like I remember that like it was just some dude that she was filling on the show. But regardless, like that, like I was steady Hannah Montana every night. Like that was my show. Like I was steady. Like and I really like I felt like I was Hannah Montana. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like I would really be like jamming out to these songs, like living in this, like, and no one really knew I could sing. Like it's not until like my parents would just be hearing me, and my mom is like that's when my mom started like telling me like you need to sing in church, because I really grew up in the church. Like my father is a pastor, and like he's been pastoring for over like since the 90s, and like they came to America in the 2000s and opened up a church like in 2004, and like because like we had just opened up a church, like we didn't really have that many people that were at the church. And like for example, like my mom's not a singer. Like she really cannot hold a note for nothing. But she was singing in worship because it's like there's no one else that was there to do that. And like that's like my mom would always be like, come, like just like use the gift that you've been given, like to like at least just serve God, like do something with it. You feel me? And like I really thank my parents, because they're the only reason like to this day that I'm singing, because the like courage, the confidence that they instilled in me, like with my voice, like I know like it's just my parents, and like obviously parents are gonna like, you know what I mean, just like encourage you, but they genuinely like even like any type of events, because like at the end of the day my parents were elders in the community, and like if there's any type of events going on, like my mom would be like, hey, and my daughter can sing, my daughter can come, and like she would really like any type of anything going, if there's a wedding, there's a whatever it is, she'd be like, and by the way, my daughter every single time, bro. And it's like it'd be to a point where I'm just like, I don't want to do this, Mom. Like I don't want to go, like I don't want to sing in front, like I'm over it, you feel me? But like then like right now I have so much like appreciation for it, because that's like what has pushed me to even like believe in myself, like the fact that other people believed in me that much for this, you know what I mean? So I'm just like always grateful, because like that's how I would really just like sing in church every single Sunday. Like that was really, and even like as I came into like as I got older in the church, like I was a Sunday school teacher for years.
Really?
And like, yes, I love kids.
Yeah.
I love kids. Like, oh my goodness. And like, I would really like always incorporate like music into it. Like just to like, cause I feel like music is like a different way to like just express and just feel and just heal and understand, like process like this life. So that was always like something I always tried to incorporate. But like once like I got into high school, like I remember I tried out for my first semester, I tried out for dance, and like I stayed in dance for a year, but like I low-key had beef with the teacher because I think she was racist personally. But anyways, like I just like after that I was just like I don't like dance. So I just like ended up like changing to AFJ ROTC. And if anybody is watching this and has any siblings or anything, or anybody who is interested, do not be a part of the AFJ ROTC. I don't have nothing against the military. Save yourself for real, because they really be preying on kids, especially Black and brown children. Oh, no. Yes, and like I'm from Lowell, like they be really circling around there. But the reason why I liked AFJRTC, the only reason why I joined it, is so I could be the national anthem singer. So like for all events, like I'll really be like up in there, like just singing the national anthem. And that's like all I did throughout high school. Like And even like,
Did you do choir or anything in high school?
nah,
They didn't
no,
have that like elective, or
they
did they?
did. They had like a music and like a band and
Yeah.
stuff, but like I just couldn't get with it. I don't know. Like I just like I didn't.
It's a certain type of like demographic that's like
Yeah.
involved in that. So
Yeah, I never really like got into it, and like I also was just so busy. Like I did so much in high school. Like I was really involved in like so many different like extracurricular. I was doing sports. I was doing like I remember like because there was really some heat going on in my like high school, even like pertaining to like racism, things like that. So I was involved in like cultural competency and just like holding people accountable for their actions, especially teachers and stuff like that. So like I was just really like wherever like I could sing like and like it fit into it, like I just did it. But if it like at the end of the day I didn't have that like I never like had written music before up in like at that point. Like I had never like I only have one experience where I tried to write a song. I think I was like 12, where like I literally just like wrote some words and like it didn't make sense to me at all. So I was just like, well, I'm not gonna do this again because it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And like realistically, like it wasn't until like later on that I ended up like just like finally like writing music and like putting music out. I feel like I was gonna say something pertaining to what I just said, but like it's okay.
yeah, I feel you.
I just lost my train of thought.
Talking
But
about singing wherever you can. We were talking about the national anthem,
Yeah.
ROTC.
yeah, no bullshit. But like even though like I couldn't write music, like and I couldn't like I think the mental blockage for me for writing music is because my parents always told me that it's like if you want to do music, it has to be religious. It has to be gospel music. That was the only way that I could like if I wanted to express myself. And it's not that I ever had a problem with that cuz like I love God and I love like the relationship that I have with him and also just like who it has made me to be. And but at the end of the day there's just like growing up in a completely different like environment than my parents and like a completely different like culture. Like there's different ways I wanted to express myself. There's different ways like I wanted like different things going on in my life that I just wanted to like talk about and sing about, but it's like I never really felt like I could because it would be like dishonoring my parents. So like I feel like when I got to college I was able to finally make music because I remember my parents like over time like there was a disconnect growing with my parents just because like I really wanted to like sing about other things. Like I wanted to like at least explore that realm, but like I knew again like it would be the same as dishonoring my parents. So like eventually like I think my parents just kind of felt what was really like brewing in me, and they like I feel like it was like my like I don't know, sometime later on into my freshman year, like my parents was just like whatever you want to do, just do it. And like I feel like that really released me, and that was the same time like after that like I had written my first song, and like even with that first song like I didn't understand like how to write music, and like I really appreciate like the people that I met because I went to UMass Lowell and I wasn't even supposed to go to UMass Lowell because I really wanted to go to Howard. Like I really wanted the Black experience real bad, but that financial aid is ridiculous. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Yeah, bro, shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Shit hard this time.
Yeah. But I'm glad I went to UMass Lowell because the music culture over there, like, I really, like, before that pandemic, I genuinely believe, like, there was something crazy brewing there. Like, I remember we would be in the, like, fucking dorms, like, just, like, niggas producing, niggas, like, recording,
Really?
like,
That's fire.
all type shit. Like, I remember, like, that dorm I lived in, like, I lived, like, a couple floors up, and, like, down below me, like, I remember, like, Tomo lived down there, like, Dirty, like, Laurie, Lil, like, just a lot of KOBK lived there.
Oh,
and, like,
damn.
that's how, like, I became, like, I was connected to KOBK through Jay, or Liz's kid. That's what the name that he goes under. And, like, the only reason why it happened is because, like, that same desire, like, that same want, like, that same, like, feeling in me, like, to keep singing that my parents, like, put into me, like, it always stayed with me. Like, I didn't, like, even though I was never writing my own music, like, I was just doing covers always. Like, I literally never, like, I just sang other people's songs. But, like, I always continued singing just because, like, I knew, like, there's something about it. There's something, like, in my spirit that keeps, like, making me, like, keeps tugging at me and keeps me, like, still wanting to do it. And, like, my first, like, I remember the first semester of college, like, I had found out that they were doing, like, a fashion show type thing or whatever, like, for the school, like, and I was, like, they were doing performances as well, so I was, like, I'm so in there. And I literally just sang, like, At Last by Etta James. And, like, from there, like, Jay had hit me up, like, he had seen me in the dorm, and he was like, yo, we need to work, we need to da-da-da-da, and he's a rapper. And, like, I was just like, I don't really make music, I don't know what we could really do, but I'm down to link with you, let's do that. And, like, I remember, like, he, like, while we were there, like, him and Vino, like, they had a brand called Expansion where they were really, like, bringing together, like, music, mindset, clothing, and just building on that, like, by, like, what's it called? But they were just building on that and trying to, like, bring people into it. And, like, I remember, like, linking up with Jay, and, like, I literally didn't know how to write a song. Like, I didn't know how to do it. Like, I had ideas and I had inspirations and I had, like, ways I had seen, like, this is how, like, it's supposed to go. But, like, I just couldn't, like, I just didn't know how to do that. And it was always, like, this thing for me where it was, like, I was trying for months to just, like, write a song. But it was really, I was really just in my head, I realized, like, over time. And, like, literally, like, Expansion ended up throwing, like, a show, like, in, like, that first semester of freshman year, of my freshman year, and, like, I just sang, like, what's it called? Y'all know that Girls Need Love?
Summer Walker?
Yeah. I sang the hook for that, and he literally, like, remixed it and, like, did, like, a verse on it. So fire. And then this other track, like, Joyce Wright, I forget what song it is, but he literally, again, like, I just sang the hook and he just remixed it, and, like,
and it was put it, like, made a beat out of it, or, like, made, like just had you on it,
like literally just had me on it, and, like, we performed it at the show that they threw.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really dope. Like, that was really, like, my first like, experiences with, like, getting into music. And, like, from there, like, I would link up with Jay, and, like, we would just really be like, he would really be like, you can do this, you can do this, like, and, like, really just, like, tell me, like, just get out your head. And, like, I recorded my first track in Tomo's dorm. He recorded it for me. It was crazy. It was a rap, which is even crazier. Yeah. It's like, girl, you a singer, like, what you doing? But that was really my first track that I ever recorded, and, like, I just listened back and I'm just like,
that's funny. The first thing you wrote was a rap song.
That's what I'm like. And the thing is, I think the reason why is because I was surrounded by so many rappers. Like, I was surrounded by 100%. Like, Jay, like, even KOBK, like, different people that were just, like, rapping. And it's like, to me, like, I was always so moved by, like, the fact that, like, they could use just words and it's so hard hitting, you feel me? Like, so I think I just, like, subconsciously just, like, took that into it. Yeah, I think so.
Do you like listen to a lot of rap too?
Yeah, I listen to rap. I'm pretty cultured, I would say, but I feel like I listen to other genres more. I won't even front.
Oh, yeah.
I won't even front.
I'd be like that.
Yeah, because also the other thing, like, sometimes, like, when niggas be problematic, it kind of just turns me off.
I knew you were gonna say turns me off.
I don't even friend.
Yes.
It just makes me, like, I don't know. If you talking, like, if niggas is like, I remember there was this track I used to bump, but then I found out that nigga was a rapist. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, see, I'm not listening.
Yeah, no.
Like, what are you talking about?
Bro, when that shit happens, it's like, like, there's no way you would have known.
Like, shut that shit off,
like,
bro.
I can't.
Cut his fucking mic.
No bullshit.
For real.
Cut that shit.
Cut his fucking mic, bro.
Who's some of your favorite artists?
My favorite artist, I would say number one will always be Lauryn Hill. That's like, I have, like, just a like, she just speaks to every single part of me. I don't even know what else to say other than that. Other artists, I'll have to say, like, I love me some Baby Sosa. Oh my gosh, Baby Sosa's my girl. Like I really been on her for a minute. Who else? I'm blanking, but I know there's people like I get a lot of inspo from. Like that would still be Lauryn Hill, Baby Sosa. Also like I love me some SZA, I won't lie.
Oh yeah,
I know that's mainstream, but like,
if it's too fire, bro.
Fuck all that mainstream shit.
Literally.
You like it,
exactly.
bro.
No bullshit. No bullshit. But like
SZA's fucking fire. That's why she's mainstream.
Exactly. She's too fire, bro.
She's too fire. We're just yeah. But like even like around here, like there's like artists I really love. Like I love me some Cindy. Like I don't know if you guys know Cindy. Yo, go find out about Cindy. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
I love me some Dar for real. Like anyone who makes me feel just free. Like I love me like I love me some Bria. I love me some Incognito. That's Namika. Who else? I love me some Seb. I love me some TT. I love me like I'm trying to think who else. Some CKC. Like anyone who makes me feel like, yo, I'm not in this world anymore. Like I'm out here.
Moved,
like
type shit.
I love me all of that.
Yeah.
100%. That's fire. So you typically...
I'm blanking on
Nah,
people,
you're good.
but...
Nah, you're good.
And some Tomo facts.
Of course.
Always.
You got the free promo.
No bullshit. I was reading that shit. It
I know,
says you
same.
are the only human with this shirt.
No bullshit.
You are?
Eliminate cloud chasers.
I literally eliminate.
Eliminate 'em.
Eliminate.
Heavy on that.
I caught this at the Juneteenth celebration for ICA. I had performed there. It was such an exhilarating experience. Like just a bunch of people just coming together to celebrate.
That's so dope.
Black excellence, Black greatness,
Most
and just
definitely.
the ongoing movement for Black liberation for real.
Hell yeah.
You were in like the activism scene and things like that, like growing up, like in high school and shit, right?
Yeah, I really
Talk a little bit
was.
about that, because I feel like a lot of people get like certain influences from that, especially being a part of your own like church that your family like came. Where are you guys from?
Oh yeah.
Kenya.
Okay.
254.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. So talk a little bit about your experience doing that in high school and like growing up, and kind of how that shaped you as a person. I feel like that's important to know about a person.
Definitely.
I feel like activism has always been a part of me. I don't even like referring to it as activism, because I just feel like it's just bringing people together.
100%.
It's just seeing people, hearing people, and just validating them and creating space for them. And that's something I always try to do, just always ensure like wherever I'm at, like I'm leaving room for other people, and just like seeing people and making sure that they feel safe, because that's all I ever want as well. And like I come from a long line of people who just serve and just work to just make sure everyone feels that same way that I'm just saying. And like my grandfather, like my mom's father is a bishop, and he oversees like 60 plus churches in Kenya, and he has an orphanage.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He has an
He's
orphanage.
an orphan. Oh my gosh. That's dope.
I come from like that's really
A
like
long line of people that serve,
really,
like, yeah.
that's
People
really
that
what,
care.
yeah, and like that's what like my family just believes. It's like that's what we're here for. Like there's nothing else that matters. It's like bringing that light into this world, like, you feel me? So like I remember even like as young as like I remember when I found out my grandfather like had an orphanage. Like I think I was in like 4th or 5th grade, and I remember literally like when I found this out, I was like, and like I remember like my mom was telling me how they had just gotten water in the village, like fresh water, and it's like miles away, but it's like this was such a breakthrough, because it's like there were people who didn't even have that. So it was like to be able to finally have access for that. Like I remember how mind-boggling that was to me. It was like, wow, they just got fresh water. Like that's crazy.
Like they just
like that's what I'm saying.
Got it.
And I'm over here like with my 5th grade self, like I've been living with water. Like it's like I really run that shit, let that shit run. And it's like I really like from that point on, I was like, whoa. Like I remember hearing that, and I was like,
It puts
what can I
into
do?
Perspective.
Yeah, it made me want to like just do something. And like I remember in 5th grade, I had talked to my teacher. I was like, I want to just basically let's donate supplies to this orphanage, like in Kenya, like for these schools and everything that my grandfather has. And my teacher was so down, and like through like in my school, we literally had pounds of school supplies collected, and we were able to send that off. And just from there, that's when like I knew like this is something I always need to be doing. And like I always need to be able to, like, if I have the means to help somebody, I'm gonna always do it. And like that always spanned out, like even as like I grew, like even into high school. I remember like, because I had changed, like I wanted to be a doctor for so long, and like I wanted to do like what do they call it, even forget. Like I remember my freshman year, I was telling my teacher I want to be something overseas, or Doctors With Borders or something. I forget what it's called, where they basically just go to other, like if I were to go to Kenya and just like provide like services and things like that. I even forget, but I remember I told my teacher that, and, like my freshman year teacher, she was like, you're going to make no money. Like, why do you want to do that? Like, just shitting on my dreams.
It's always that you're
like,
going to make no money, but like.
It's like, that's not what it's about. Like, it's bigger than that. You feel me? And like, as like I went through like high school, I just grew in that activism. Like I had, like I remember one of the things that happened in my high school, like if you search up like little high school racism, like they'll have, I remember there was just a situation that went down, pertaining like the class presidency and stuff like that, and just a whole lot of racism up in there. And from there, like some people and I had formed like a committee on cultural competency just to hold those people accountable, as well as like, for example, like the curriculum in my school. Like I remember whenever we would talk about slavery, like Black people, it was just about slavery. And it's like, we're more than that. You know? Yeah. So like we would be working like with the teachers to just reconstruct like the curriculum so that it focuses on more than just slavery. That's, you know, big. You feel me?
That's huge.
And like it was a battle like for so long, and it's like things like that always like would sort of frustrate me, because it's like, why is this a battle? Why is this something that you don't want to do? Why is it a struggle? But it's like at the end of the day, like that's what being Black is. It's a constant struggle. And like at the end of the day, like while I was in high school, like I did what I could to at least like bridge that gap. And then like when I left. And like I always still like am what, like I still always have the same mindset. It's like, however, like I can like create that safe space for people. Like even recently, like my friends and I had thrown, I don't know if y'all peeped, like Spark Revolution. We did like an event that was basically, we had people gather and we celebrated 420, as well as like had reimaginative discourse, just reimagining the reality that we live in, and like piecing together like ways in which we could reach that. And like it was really dope, because I don't see spaces in which like you could really do that around here. Yeah. And like also do it in such a like creative way, which is like, and we smoke a weed. Like it was just like
all the things in one. Exactly. Like you want to make it a full experience.
Exactly. Yeah. So just like my activism still continues, but at the end of the day, it's just it's not activism. It's just about creating safe spaces for all people, where they feel seen, where they feel heard, where they feel loved, where they feel protected. And that will always be a part of me. I even like through my music, like when I get on that stage, like I want to create a safe space for people. I want people to know that whatever it is that you feel, like feel that right now. Like it's okay to feel that, and like release that, you know? 100%. But yeah.
I love that. I love what you, like y'all have done also, like Ravino, like with that for the gays. Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say for the femmes, but same shit.
100%. Yeah.
That shit was fire. Like I love it, especially in like Black communities. It's like really important to like make sure you guys have that connection, and like you said, like bridge the gap, like type shit, you know.
Because it's here too,
and y'all are doing it, bro. Like y'all are doing the damn thing and making those spaces. Fuck finding one, you know. You're making them,
creating them.
Yeah,
I really appreciate y'all, and I have to shout out my niggas. I have to shout out Vic, Seb, DJ Ravino, Bria, Tati,
the
like
gang,
the gang, like KP, Ryan, like Namika, all the niggas, because like we're really just working. And please forgive me if I forgot anyone, because I'm just really just like like we're really like, it's not something that it's like we want to be spotlighted for. It's just we just want to create the reality that we believe in. Like we want to create safe spaces for people. So anyone who is willing to do that, like join us.
No bullshit. You're showing people that it's possible as well through that.
And shout out Imagine too, Imagine With, because like they're still like delving into that reimaginative discourse as well. So like things like that, like pushing people to imagine a reality other than this, I feel like that is what can keep us like sustained and like keep us going, because it's easy to look around and just be like, what is the point? Like, how are we even getting out of here?
Nah, no bullshit.
You feel me? And like also just the fact that it's like, it's been so prolonged for years. It's like, it's at the end of the day, it's discouraging and it's disheartening. But it's like, at this point, it is in our hands, and we will stop at no cost. We will stop at nothing to make sure that we see that through while we're here. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely. And I was gonna say, it's really nice too that you're like, the area we're in, basically, like it's not a very welcoming area in any case. Like, and I'm just talking about Massachusetts, like in general. Like, I feel like it's not a very welcoming area in general. And then considering there's none of those spaces for Black people, for femmes, like just minority groups in general, like seeing that, I feel like could be inspiring also for people not even like in the state or in the realm of that. Because if we're in somewhere so like polarizing and you guys are able to make those spaces, like that mindset can go anywhere basically. 100%. And I think that's like a important thing too.
100%. Because I know, like, even to like what you're saying, like sometimes people will think like, well, the machine, like we'll just call it machine versus like individual. Like people will really be thinking like, how are we going to dismantle this whole machine? And it's like, it's not, like we're not dismantling the machine. What we're doing is beginning with the individual. Yeah. And once we start with ourselves, like that's when we can move forward. That's when we can really like take bigger steps, like take steps to like creating the reality that we want. Because at the end of the day, we've seen this machine exist for years on end. It's like, is it really gonna go away? Is it really gonna be dismantled? Probably not. And it's like, fuck that. Let's create our own shit. You feel me? So exactly. That's what we got to do at this point. It's about, it starts with us.
Starts with it.
I wanted to get into now the topic of, one, you usually drop singles and not projects. Is that intentional?
To be honest with you, it's not intentional. I like this project I'm working on. That's about to, that's about to. It's something that honestly, like some of these songs are a little bit older, and it's something that like I always wanted to put out a project because, excuse me, to be honest with you, in the past I wanted to put out a project because I was like, well, it's what I should be doing. Like, everybody's put out a project, and it was just kind of like me comparing myself to other people. But at this point, like I've come to just like, I've stepped out of that place, like as I've become more freer within my artistry. And it's like, dropping this project is about, one, being okay with being vulnerable, because a lot of these songs I never dropped because I didn't feel comfortable being vulnerable in front of people and like sharing that. But like as I've just grown, I've come to understand like, if I'm gonna be vulnerable, or just like me putting something out that is vulnerable, people gotta experience me to even experience that vulnerability. Like they have to tap on the song, they have to engage, like they have to be a part of it to even like, you know what I mean, be like to feel anything or to experience it. So like that's also like brought me back to a place of like sanity, because it's like, you got to be with me to feel it. Like, you got to be a part of it to feel it. So now it's like, I want to share this vulnerability because at the end of the day, like, it's just like adding more pieces to the puzzle of like who I am and like as an artist, and just like, again, just like showcasing my versatility and just like myself at the end of the day. I forget the other thing that I was saying, but that but and what was your question again, so I can like
no, it was just about like the singles verse project, but now like I'm interested, like, what is there like a timeline for this project, or is it a secret, or what's going on?
Yeah, so this project is actually dropping on Friday, like this coming Friday. What date is that? Is that the 8th?
The
4th is a Tuesday, so 5th, 6th, 7th.
Not the mathematics. I don't know if I could do that. I'm playing. Oh, the 7th.
Yeah,
it really
7th.
is. Yeah, July 7th. So that's when it's dropping.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah, y'all got the first. Y'all got the.
We got the okay. We got the drop.
The drop, no bullshit.
On this podcast.
And like with this, like the music that I made before, like the singles that I had dropped, I just dropped them just because like, that was the music I made, and it was like, it just made sense to just drop these singles. Like, it never made sense before this to drop a project. Yeah. It didn't make sense. It was just like, I was still working to understand my sound, and just the way that I was also just like even delving into my versatility. Like, I just like creating a project, like I could never create anything outside of like when I dropped that single, it's like, that's the realm I'm in, like that's the world, like here you go. Like with the project, like you gotta have like sounds that are cohesive and make sense, and like I never had accomplished a sound, in my opinion. I had never gotten to a place where I was like, I can make a couple of these songs like earlier on, but like now it's like as the songs compile, it's like, oh, these go together. Yeah. Like that's, you can put that out, you feel me? Yeah. And share it. So it was all like, for me, like I always, like earlier on, like everything had to make sense. It was like, this has to make sense. This has to go like this. This has to, you know what I mean? Just very restrictive and not free at all. And like
controlling.
Yeah.
Like creativity is never good.
Literally. And it's like, girl, you're not signed to no label. Like, sit your ass down. Like, you can literally do whatever you want.
The fuck you
want. So it's like I could have dropped all these project songs as just singles. Like, you feel me? I could do anything I want. So it's like, as I've just like understood how much freedom I really have in this world, like I have come to a place where it's just like, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want.
Period.
As you should.
Thank you.
All right, what's next on it, ho?
Ooh, can we finish talking about the EP a little bit? Because I liked what you were talking about, like just the comfortability and like also like how I've come to this place. Because I definitely want to like.
So how did you get to this place, and how is that reflecting on your EP?
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. It's actually interesting. This EP is the closing of a chapter. Oh. So it's really like these songs represent a version of me that was like, that existed in that box, and that like with those preconceived notions of what music should be and how it should be written, how it should be put together. So like those songs represent a past version of me. And like I wanted to put them out just for that release, just to like close that chapter for real. And like as like I'm experimenting now, like I'm really in an experimental phase. Like I am no longer like fuck a box for real. Like, and my music reflects that, and I love that because it makes me feel free. It makes me feel organic. It makes me feel raw. And even how like I'm really blessed to be able to perform my music and the opportunities that I receive, because I remember like recently where I was performing at like the ICA, like afterwards, like someone had come up to me and they were just like bawling, like telling me like what you just put into words, like I couldn't, like it was you put into words what I couldn't. And like it's things like that, like that's what keeps me going forward, because it's like I understand that I am a vessel. And if I was doing this music for me, it would be completely different. Like it would, like I wouldn't even put my music out. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's why I went through such a long period of time. Like if you peep like like between what song was it? It was Rare and Wasted, and you have to go on SoundCloud for this because Wasted is on SoundCloud. But those like two songs, like they were dropped so far apart, like over like almost like 2 years or something. I stopped dropping music for like 2 years because like one, I was in a really dark period in my life, and like I just didn't want to share myself with anybody. I didn't feel like being vulnerable with anybody. I didn't feel like anybody deserved it. I felt also just like even my relationship with God was so, it was not, it was just, I didn't have, like at that point, I genuinely didn't feel like I had a relationship with God. And like I now very much so understand, and like as I've come into having my own relationship with God, like from like a period of like going to church every Sunday because I'm going with my parents every Sunday, Friday, like going there because I'm going with my parents, you feel me? Like now it was really in my hands, and like when it got to my hands, like there's other things I wanted to do, like genuinely, and I'll be honest with that. Like there's like I wanted to break out of that like box that I had been in like at home, and how like I had always been just my life was based off reputation and image. Like that's literally like every single thing. Like this thing you see right here, me and my mom forever have beef on it. Like she really like still to this day. And I got this like in 2018, and like that was my signifier. Like yo, fuck the image, fuck the reputation, fuck what anybody like has to say. Like I'm doing this because I love myself, and like I am me, and that's like at the end of the day, my individuality is not attached to like other people's dreams like of my life. Like, and I think like even still to this day, like my mom would really be like, that thing you have on your nose, you still have it? And I'm like, yes, Mom, like I still have it to this day.
Do you like flip it up when you're around her type shit?
I used to when I first got it, but like then it was like, because I had just gotten it, like it was so painful to go in it. It just kept bleeding. Yeah. I was like, fuck this. I gotta be like straight up. Yeah, I gotta be straight up. And like at the end of the day, like these things, like I've taken these steps in my life to just like affirm myself and my individuality, and like my like just expressing myself despite what other people like know me as prior, and also just like the expectations they have for me and my future, like
the image they already have, their preconceived image on you.
And it's like I'm not gonna take that on. Like that's so much work to like live for other people. Too much. Like so like at this, like even that EP, like all those things, like this chapter in my life that I'm closing, it's like I live for me. I'm not living for anybody else but me. When I wake up in the morning, when I go to sleep, I have to face me. So I'm not doing anything. I'm not like gonna live besides myself. I'm not gonna live in ways that are not natural to me just because like people have these expectations and they have these versions of me that they want me to maintain. It's like everybody grows, everybody changes, and that's okay. You feel me? And I feel like individuality is just the most beautiful thing ever. Like to see like human beings just being themselves to the fullest form, like completely authentic, like that is love in real form to me. So like that's why like even like as like even in the opportunities that I've gotten to perform, like I'm very intentional with like the music I choose, like and like just like the space that I create, because I want people to feel like they can just be themselves and just feel, process, heal, like exist, and like literally do nothing and it's okay. You feel me? Because I feel like I also used to like see life from a place of like, excuse me, like I have to be this, I have to do this, I have to reach this, I have to matter or to like be purposeful. And it's like I literally could do absolutely nothing and I matter. I am enough. I am adequate. You feel me? And like that is still like the most mind-boggling thing to me, but like I really like sit and revel in that, because like it takes away so much fear, so much anxiety, like just sitting in that. You feel me? And it also just like it opens up the sky completely. Like the sky is not even the limit, because it's like I literally can do anything, you know? Yeah. And I feel like I used to be such a big dreamer, and like I always like really was, and it wasn't until like I feel like I was getting like older, and like when you get older, I feel like the world just kind of takes that away from you. I feel like they really beat you down, trying to be like, you gotta be realistic, you gotta be this, you gotta be practical, and it's like that will really kill your spirit.
Yeah.
Like
I was literally just thinking that before you even said that. I was like, bro, it's crazy. Like, and just imagining myself too, like while you're talking, and then like how you just like, you're so like courageous when you're young, and you somehow get older and you're more scared.
Way more.
Like you're more fearful for what?
But that
Like
also
you're younger and like so vulnerable, like as a young person, and then like when you get older, you're supposed to be like, you know, bossed up, or just like have a little bit more like understanding about the world, understanding about yourself, and then it seems like you don't actually like exude that, like you don't actually do nothing with that.
Well, that's because you like grow up and you actually see what's happening in the world. Like you see how horrible things can be, and how people often don't care about other things or other people. And also you get thrown into the world we live in America, capitalism, and you have to deal with the pressures of working, or if you have a passion, your passion usually isn't what's going to make you money. And if it does, you're going to be like compromising yourself for that. So I feel like that's like a big reason why you're more scared when you grow up. So it's just kind of like navigating and trying to figure out how the fuck to actually like get that back 100%. For what was stripped from you as 100%. A child.
And like I feel like that's really the cycle of socialization. Like it is maintained by fear. Like the fact that we are really told as a society that the only way that you can stay alive, the only way that you can be sustained is by working that 9 to 5, being employed by someone else. Like that's the only way that you're gonna make it. And it's like there is so much untapped potential just sitting there and unable to be expressed just because of fear. And like for me, like I started calling myself Star Girl like a little bit into like, because I started like writing and putting out music in 2019. I feel like after that dark period in my life where like I wasn't putting out music, I wasn't like, when I was able to come back and understand like I'm really a vessel, like God speaks to me through music, and in turn God speaks through me through music. And like when I really understood that, like I started calling myself Star Girl because I was saying no to being practical. I was saying no to being realistic. I was saying no to fear, and just fully believing in myself and fully believing that literally anything is possible. And that's why like I'll always call myself Star Girl, because Star Girl represents something bigger than me. It represents just believing in self, and like the sky is not even the fucking limit. The stars is not even the fucking limit. And it's like I couldn't even like, it just, that's what makes me like keep going. Like that's what makes me believe in myself. That's what makes me like believe that anything is possible. It's like I understand why I'm here on this earth. I understand my purpose. I understand that I'm a vessel, so I have to keep going. Like there's no stopping. Like I have to keep moving, because it's like just like the way like people come to me and they're just like, this song moved me in ways like I can't explain. And it's like when I hear that, it's like I literally cannot stop. Like I know like at the end of the day, that's not me speaking. That's not me. That's not my voice. Those are not, they like, it's coming out of me, but it's like, that's God. Like that's the source for real. Like it's bigger than me. You feel me?
Your connection to religion is very inspiring.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Like that's why I always go back to that, because that's the source. Like, like that aligns me with myself. So if I'm like, even the times in my life where I've had those breaks, like I haven't been that close with God, like it reflects in my whole life. And like I feel like whoever you are, even if it's not just religion, like, because I really like, I'm not gonna tell people like you gotta follow Christ. Like I'm not like, I'm a radical Christian, to be honest. That's what I call myself. Like you feel me? I just like, there has to be a source. There has to be like a root. There has to be an anchor. There has to be somewhere that you can always like, that is what like sustains you. That's what keeps you going. That's what is able to like bring peace and also remind you of the vision. Like the vision is the most important thing, because in those times where like my relationship with God was like weaker, like I like the same way I wasn't putting out music, like the vision was literally just like scattered. Like it's like I wasn't understanding like what I was really doing. I didn't understand like what was really like why I'm really here. Like I didn't feel like my existence was purposeful. So it's like at the end of the day, like all of that reflected in every single thing that I did in my life. So it's just about like getting close to that source so that your vision can be clear and you can stay on that path, on the path that you need to be on.
Beautiful.
Literally.
Let's see.
Damn. I need a second
I know,
to
right?
process.
Oh shit!
Wait, that was like bro, that was like a good like amount of time where it's just like, whoa. Like,
Just pondering and shit. And I ponder internally, so I ain't got shit to say, but I'm
Oh,
just
same.
thinking.
I felt that.
No
deeply.
bullshit.
I felt that
I'm
so
definitely
deeply.
heavy on the internally, bro.
You gotta get right here for everything to be right.
Take my little sip of water.
I know I should.
Thank God for a
For
second.
real. Let's hydrate. Let's come back.
Ground ourselves.
Do you meditate, or just like do you think like prayer is a form of meditation?
Yeah.
But I ask some people and they're like, I pray, like it's a form of meditation.
Yeah. To me, prayer is meditation.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to God, like I feel completely recentered, and like I always have to do like my morning devotional. I gotta read up, like, because at the end of the day, like those words remind me of who I am and what it is that I need to be in order to exist. So like it just reaffirms me and like just gives me that extra juice to like keep pushing, you feel me? Like, and like whenever I pray, like that's peace for real. Like you know that saying they say like don't worry about it, just pray about it. Like that's so real, because like even like in those dark times in my life, like I had so much anxiety. Like I was just always like, I remember like I would just wake up like my feet shaking, like I'm already anxious. The day just started, you feel me? I look back at those times in my life and it's like I should have been praying. Like that should have been the first thing, because it's like the peace that comes over me when I pray. It's like, okay, now let's go. Like it's that like I just call it that juice, you feel
No
me? Like
bullshit.
it's that like let's go. Like I'm ready
That
to go.
Jesus
for real.
juice, bro.
And I don't even mean to be like too like Jesus-y. Like it's just like that's just a part of you. You feel
That's
me? Like,
you. Yeah.
No, I was just in my head quoting a Tyler lyric, so that's why I said that. You're not too Jesus juiced
No,
up, bro. Don't
you're
worry
not.
about that.
It's cool.
And it's crazy because like the reason why I think like I was like furthering myself from God, and it's not even intentionally, is because like I didn't feel worthy of like talking to God, like because I was really radicaling it up, like for real. Like that's why I call myself a radical Christian, because like I was exploring this world, you feel me? And like this world is dangerous. That's all I have to say. It will really take you from the source. It'll really take you from like the things that matter. And it's like you gotta really have that balance and that moderation and that like just be able to know that self-control. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, like it's really important to just be aware of like what you're like putting into your body, and like just like how your surroundings and stuff like are affecting you. Like just listening to your body and just being like, yo, how does this make me feel? You know, like that intuition thing. Like how is this affecting me? And like listening to that. You know.
Most definitely. What are some of your pet peeves in society? Anything at all?
That's an interesting question. Pet peeves. I hate judgmental people. Like I really, really, really hate judgmental people. Just because it's like, just let people live. Like I don't like catty people. I don't like people who just like have something to say about other people. Like if you're not like talking good on somebody, it's like, why are you opening your mouth? Like shit like that I don't like, because it's like, why? Like it just never makes sense to me. It's like, and like also just like talking about like just like things that it's like things that like, I mean like talking about what you hate, like I guess, but like I just like, I love loving, like so I just like wherever I can to be in that high vibrational space, like I always try to do that.
Love a girl.
I'm a love a girl to the death, for real. Just yeah, I just like, and even back to that like judgmental thing, like I just like really feel like people have a hard time seeing other people live in the way that they wish that they could live. And like when they are witnessing that, it's like the only way that they could like attempt to bring that person down is like by judging them or trying to just like, again, just trying to bring them down, you feel me? And it's like it's just important to know that like haters really just want to be you. Haters are really just trying to like, they just wish they could. They wish they could have that same confidence. They wish they could like have that same freedom. And it's just like, you really can. Anybody can. You just like, at the end of the day, just gotta love and accept yourself and just say fuck the societal like values and shit that have been
standards and shit.
Yeah, that have been placed on you.
For real.
All they're trying to do is just maintain that cycle of fear.
And also, like, keep people uniform as possible.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is crazy to me. Like,
Everybody
anything like that is crazy.
That's why, like, I really embrace, like, even cool brands like CBT. Like, there's
For
nothing
real.
else like this. Like, I'm really the only one who has it. And
that's
it makes
fucking
me,
sick.
yeah, like, I love anything that celebrates, like, authenticity, individuality, because, like, that's real. Like, that's real to me. Like, that's, like,
Tangible.
yeah, for real. I love that. Like, that's what I think, like, this life should be about. You feel me? Just
100%.
existing freely.
100%. When it comes to, like, your performing, how do you feel like, I wanted to ask, like, do you feel like growing up in the church helped you be more confident on stage?
Yeah, 100%. Because, like, I really have been, like, on stages since I was really, like, 7 years old. Like, I vividly remember the first time I hit that church stage. And, like, it's been interesting because, like, as I've delved into, like, secular music, like, sometimes those spaces change. Like, the people that are there and, like, also just, like, the intentions of the space can change. And that's why I really like that, like, even though, like, I sing the music, I have the music, I've created the music that I have, like, I still love that, like, I'm going into space, like, for example, like, Finally for the Gays, like, Spark Revolution, like, spaces where, like, they like, the intention is creating a safe space. Like, I love that I'm able to, like, be in those spaces because at the end of the day, like, that, it just makes me feel safe. Like, there's no other way to say it. And, like, as, like, I've continued to, like, perform, like, this, like, before I go on stage, I'm always anxious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm always, like, mad, nervous. I'm always, like, like.
That's normal.
But,
your
like,
fight or flight and shit.
Yeah. But I feel like in this, like, in recent times, like, I've come to understand that, like, anxiety, like, all of those things can be quieted. Like, literally telling yourself, like, I'm not nervous. Like, I remember I saw a video of this, like, just, like, I forget, like, I think it was, like, a doctor or something. But, like, he was just basically saying, like, if you just tell yourself, like, what you are, like, or you just tell yourself, like, I'm not anxious, I'm not nervous, like, your body will respond to that. And I was like, that's crazy. And, like, that shit has worked for me, like, in recent times. Like, and, like, I'm really, like, still, like, I really just work to remind myself, like, there's really nothing to be anxious about. Because if you really think about it, it's, like, what really is, like, I've started, like, going into that, like, thinking, like, what is really the worst that could happen in this situation? And, like, laying out those, like, bad things that could happen. And, like, I really just sit there and I'm just like,
it's not that bad.
It really is not. Like, it would actually not change the trajectory of my life at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
No bullshit. I really think about it, and it's like, if I really, like, fucked up a performance, like, if I was saying, like, really bad, or, like, my voice, like, and honestly, like, that first time I performed with Dara, Too Cool for Love, like, I was sick. So, like, I literally actually couldn't sing. Yeah. Like, I was literally actually not able to sing. And everybody loved it. And I was just like, that's crazy. Like, I couldn't even, you feel me? Like, I was literally cracking, my voice cracking up in his bitch. Like, and, like, when I think of times like that, like, I think of just, like, no matter how shitty I get, like, even at my worst, like, I still am that bitch.
Period.
Even at my lowest, even at my worst, even at the times that I performed in, like, my headspace would be, like, so negative, or just, like, in, like, there's so much going on in my life, like even, like how, like, recently when I was performing, like I really be working 7 days a week, 2 jobs. Like, I work, like, 60 plus hours a week, and it's, like, that shit takes a toll. And it's, like, sometimes, like I know in the most recent performance I had, like, I felt so unprepared. But it's, like, at the end of the day, like, this is my music. You feel me? Like, these are my words. This is my, like, all that matters is just, like, expressing that and just, like, providing that space for people, like, to be able to, like, do the same. Yeah. So, yeah, just really, like, it really could not get that bad. Like, even the worst is still, like, we're still money. Yeah. Like, we're still good money.
And it all, like depends on what perspective you're seeing it through.
That's true.
As long as your
Whatever
perspective.
For real, the lens matters. Yeah.
No bullshit.
And it's, like, also just, like, reaffirming, like, okay, you fucked up, but let's really talk about it. Yeah. You was in that space on that stage, though.
You made it there?
You made it there. You
literally
made it there. Like, niggas was in rooms talking prior, like, I need this person here. Yeah. And they called, like, you literally are enough already. Like, just that acceptance of, like, I am enough. I already, like, there's really nothing, like, it's only up from here, you know? So, yeah.
Right. What was it like being in the chamber?
Oh, that's so funny. Y'all knew I was in the chamber?
Yeah.
How y'all find out? Y'all was just y'all.
What can you talk about? We gotta do our research. What are you talking about?
Period. Nah, the chamber was crazy because I was literally one-legged. I was on a boot, like, cause I had been, like, I had an ankle injury, and, like, I was literally sitting the whole chamber. And I remember, like, before the chamber, I was so sad about it. I was so sad about, like, I remember, like, people asking me, like, cause they would see me at events and they'd be like, "You about to be in that for the chamber?" I'd be like, yeah. Like, and I'd be like, niggas telling me, like, so what you gonna wear? Like, I'm gonna be fly just like this. Like, yeah, but, like, it was really cool because it's like, because my thing is, like, I just, like, I'm always, like, extremely, like, humble and grateful, like, to be in, like, the spaces that I am, because it's, like, at the end of the day, like, I just very much so understand, like, I'm a nobody, for real. I really am a nobody. And, like, to even, like, be, like, chosen to be in that, like, that was an honor. Like, it was really cool. And, like, even as far as I got, I didn't think I didn't think I could get that far, but it's like, wow, like, that's amazing. Like, it was really dope to see people physically validate, like, and just, like, like my music. It was, like, that's really crazy because, like, I really, like, I'm somebody who has come from, like times, like, in my, like, early on, like, in my music where it's, like, I was really just in my head and, like, really just, like, just really just in my head, to be honest. And, like, to see, like, people actively, like, fuck with my music, it was really dope. And, like, it was just a really dope experience. I was really honored to be there and just, like, also just, like, hear unreleased from other artists. Like, that shit was dope as fuck. I know, right? So I'm really grateful. That's really
to be in that space.
And one leg, bro. Like, that shit was still, like, I was really, like, peeping pictures from it, like, recently, and I was like, I was really seated. Big ass boot on the leg, for real, like.
And that shit is so frustrating, bro, because you just can't do nothing. Like, about it. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, no bullshit. No bullshit.
But you still got that. You still killed that shit.
I appreciate you. Yeah. I appreciate y'all.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hey, damn.
And the chamber's cool because it's like there's just artists really just improving their skills on the spot, and like also just like receiving feedback like from people just based on like literally like they hear this and it's like, are they moved, are they not, and it's like you
like
also
in
get
real
the
time.
in real time,
In
like
real
that
time.
shit's OD.
Yeah.
Like that's very dope to me. And like the fact that there was like, oh, we about to do like another whole chamber like every, like that's crazy. Like I feel like
You're talking about the one like right now, bro. The text I just got.
Oh, she got tea. She got drop skis. Oh,
You gotta vote. You gotta register to vote. Who should return?
Yeah, but that's crazy because they're not including R&B.
Wait.
Wild. I peeped that. I peeped in the thing because what's it called? Like even in the thing, the video they posted, and then just people like were just telling me that they're not including R&B, and I was like, is R&B not real music? Question mark? Question mark?
That's crazy. Question mark.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is R&B not sharpens iron? I mean,
Iron
sharpens
sharpens
iron.
I'm correct.
It's literally like.
Does R&B
No
not sharpen the
bullshit.
iron
I
for
guess
you?
R&B
Definitely
don't.
Does it not
I guess
sharpen
it
the
no.
Let us know what's up with that.
But amen.
Amen, say man.
It's an MC thing. I'm understanding.
Yeah, we'll say that.
But regardless, like niggas touched that stage. Like we was already
Hell
here.
yeah.
You feel me? God is good.
God is good. God is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's also like I also like be really wishing like I don't know, like there's just so many dope artists in this scene that I 100% believe should like be touching that stage or should be like have like a different way, like if there's another way that they could like that people can like create exposure, like, and I see other people like doing like even diaspora mass, like they're like show like supporting like local artists by posting their shows and things like that. Like things like that are so dope to me because this scene is just absolutely brewing, and like the talent that is within it, the versatility, like it is out of this world. And I just believe like in as time goes on, like everybody around us is gonna know. Like I know they see it, you feel me?
They definitely are
I know they're hearing a little bit about it, but
and it's only up. Like it's
only
been
up,
going
for
up
real.
and it's gonna continue.
100%.
Only up from here. Only way to go is up. So, last question. Do you have any advice for creatives?
Let me think about this.
Yeah, take a second. And advice, I mean like anybody trying to get themselves out there, anybody trying to get the wheels moving. You feel me?
Well, I would say, for one, stop giving a fuck about who supports you and who doesn't. People can barely support themselves. People are working hard to do that alone. So give people grace, give yourself grace, and just love who loves you, take in the whatever genuine love like you receive, and just keep working hard. Like don't let like people aren't supporting me, like don't let that be a reason that you stop. Like there's at the end of the day, like you just got to keep putting that work in, and that work that you put in like will always come back to you. So don't stress about like support and things like that. Like at the end of the day, like you probably just haven't reached your target audience, and that's totally fine. Like just keep going, you know? Eventually you'll reach that place. It just really takes consistency. And another thing is like also from my own personal experience, like fuck a box. Like stop restricting yourself when it comes to artistry. Like stop relying on your preconceived notions of what music should be or how you should be presenting yourself. Like just exist, just be, just come as you are, because that is the best thing that you can ever be. Like being your full authentic individual self, like that is the best thing that you can offer this world. So just be you. Stop relying on, just stop allowing also like the expectations of other people to decide like what you do and how you move. Like all that matters is what you want to do, your dream, honor that. Because at the end of the day, when this life ends, like when the dust falls, when everything fades, it's gonna be just you. You feel me? So
That's very true. Thank you for that.
Yeah, for real.
And thank you for all of this. You dropped a lot of gems
No
today.
bullshit.
This has been a really great conversation. Tag your socials.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Social.
Where can they
So
find
y'all
you?
can find Jay on all platforms at JHE. And you can find me on all social media platforms at ITSJHENOW. It's Jay now. And I just really want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for the opportunity. And it's been really cool just, like, sharing all this, things about myself. I've never got an opportunity to do this. So it's really, like, cool.
I'm glad we
Yeah,
can
very
do this
glad.
for you. No
And,
bullshit.
just the way that y'all, like, have been just putting on, like, getting everybody to know all these artists and things like that, like, it's been really dope. Like, in my own experience, like, it's been really cool getting to know these people without even meeting them. Like, so thank you for that.
Thank you for tuning in.
Appreciate
Thank you
that.
for being here. No bullshit. Thank you for making that drive.
I know, for real.
Yeah.
Very much appreciate it.
Of course.
And project coming out on
Friday.
The 7th.
Are you hearing it?
Are you dumb?
You hearing it? Can I even like give them a little about it? Like,
Yeah.
so
What's the
basically,
tea?
like, this project, and you will literally see it. This project embodies falling in love, the beauty, the eagerness, the excitement, the desire that comes with it, as well as the betrayal, the chaos, the uncertainty that can come with it. And this is my acceptance of that, and I'm just really excited to share this like piece of vulnerability like with y'all, for real.
Hell yeah.
And we're
July
excited.
7th.
July
Let's
7th.
go.
We eating this Friday.
Make sure you come on an empty stomach.
No.
Don't eat when you wake up because you're about to.
Don't.
You better get fed.
You're about to.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all for real.
Of course.
You too.
Love it here. So grateful for this episode. We got a good hour and a half going here.
This an hour and a half?
Yeah, you don't feel
Was
it.
I really talking that long?
Good shit though.
Nah, good shit.
Good shit.
It's good shit, bro. It's good shit. Nah, we got like that. We got breaks here and there.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, but I really loved it. And y'all so interactive. Like, y'all. I feel seen.
Preach.
Now I feel
That's the
seen.
goal.
Shout out to CKC. Like,
Yeah,
now
shout
I feel seen.
CKC, baby. All right. Thank you for tuning in this episode, Pink World Watchers. We will see you next week. Love ya.
And my dreams